to have their, I don't know, be acknowledged or whatever. That's a separate issue. This should be centered on the things that are affecting all three buildings.
Right.
I understand that, Charlie.
But when are we gonna hear from the River Shores people? I don't know.
Good point.
We don't have meetings.
Basically, the
I know,
community
we don't have
meeting
meetings.
is an open forum.
Well, yeah.
So I appreciate your perspective on that, but you know, what goes on over there does affect here. I mean, what goes on over there does affect.
Oh, of course. And what happens in the other two buildings also affect the community.
Exactly.
No question about it.
Exactly. So I mean, just so happens that April 1st is, I mean, when we have our elections, I would offer the same forum to be able to, because a lot of times there's people that are like, who are these people? You know, I mean, they're just names on a piece of paper. So unless you have some introduction to them, or you know, they have some kind of forum over in your building or whatever, how these people are going to know who the heck they're voting for? I mean, other than a summary of like, and you know, it's nice to put a face with a, you know, a description and who are they and where'd you come from and why and you know what's your history and you know who, just getting to know you. Right. So I mean, it's just.
Well, I would add that has been.
Right. I'm just
you
saying,
know, that paper description
right.
of candidates
right.
is a long-standing
right.
process that River Shores has used.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, just because everything's been done a certain way doesn't mean it has to continue to be that way.
Right.
I mean, it's just, this is your house, and it's a gathering of people that, you know, want to share information. It doesn't have to, I mean, you can come up here and talk about the weather if you want. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. It's just, you know, it's just one of those things where it's an opportunity if you want, you know, want to express yourself, that's all.
I'm just saying
Yes, John.
it's not the appropriate place.
Well, in your opinion, it is.
My name's John Moriarty, River Terrace. If I could make a suggestion about this issue, why wouldn't anybody who's running for the River Shores Board and anyone who lives in River Shores, if they want to, remain here at the end of this meeting, and they can meet those people, they can have discussions about issues that affect all of us, but Middle River, as everyone agrees, River Shores has to make that decision. It's their board that they're electing. So I just think, why not just make that whole issue at the end of this meeting, so to speak, for anyone who wants to stay and talk? I mean, I
mean, I go with the flow. I mean, it's, you know, I'm just saying that this is like, this is how it's supposed to work.
No, I agree.
You know,
Anyway,
there's no shouting and.
John's got a couple of other points.
just a couple more questions related to the community.
Sure.
And I've had some of this discussion with you. I don't know if we've reached any consensus, but it seems the dock area is long overdue for a power wash. I don't know what hours. I think Steve has done it in the past. I don't know how many hours he puts in per week for Middle River Club. I don't know. But I'm just pointing that out. I think it's fairly obvious to people who walk on the dock that that's overdue. The tennis court is a much bigger problem. I know you told me when I spoke to you that it can't be as simple as a power wash because that's a delicate surface. It has to be done the right way. I looked online and saw suggestions for how to deal with those kind of tennis courts, and one of them was a Clorox solution diluted and then scrubbed and so on. I'm available this week if we can come up with a solution that's, because I know you told me that somebody suggested like $480 or something to do a job, right? I think
it was $650.
$650. If there's any way we can do this volunteer work this week and like get out there with some scrubber things and just scrub it, because I'm really concerned. Tony, many times over the since that tennis court was fixed, has complained about what it cost. The reality is, it cost a lot more than they thought it was going to cost, but it had to be done that way. That's my opinion. It had to be done to maintain it. Now it needs to be maintained. And it is being used, by the way, because I look out on it every day, and people are playing tennis every day, people are playing pickleball every day, and there's not a person who sells the unit in this entire complex who doesn't show a picture of that when they're selling their unit. So I think that we need to keep up that, and I hope that as soon as possible, and maybe if anyone has suggestions, I'm free this week, and if we can do some kind of a scrub job, you know, I'd be happy to
I'll
partake.
keep that in mind. I appreciate that offer. Bill.
Yeah, Craig, this involves your building.
Is there any calendar of what's gonna be happening?
Yeah, there's a big project, in case you hadn't heard, over at River Terrace. About a $2 million project. Gonna take about 330 days plus 30 extra days if they need it because of weather and whatnot. So basically a year. They've brought in equipment so far and they're starting to set up for it. It probably won't be too noisy until, after April 1st. April 1st, joke's on us, I guess. Anyway, what's that? They're doing a concrete restoration because they found in our 50-year inspection that there's some areas that need to be addressed with the rebar that supports the concrete. So there's some areas that, I've learned a lot because I never really, I'm not a concrete person. But, apparently when rebar starts corroding, if it starts corroding, then it corrodes exponentially fast. So, like, you gotta nip it in the bud in a way. So it's not necessarily from neglect or whatever, but they have learned, there have been recommendations, in fact, there will be recommendations once the project's complete to make sure your patios are sealed correctly, because that's a big part of it. And, some of the way things were done over time that weren't really regulated or whatever, these are old buildings. So the rules are different now, and for good reason, because they've learned, they learned that this caused a problem, so you need to take care of it before it happens. So, especially, if you're gonna invest that kind of money in a fix that's required, because, it needs to be signed off, so that's it. But just, people should know, and this is actually a good place to let these people know, and you can spread the word, tell your friends or whatever that it's going to be noisy this summer over at River Terrace, like it or not. There's another thing about River Terrace that, is going to go around. So,
at least, you maintain it.
yeah, well, we're going to do the best. I'm one of the people that, because I chose to volunteer here, that I'll be around more than I expected to be this year. Keep eyes on them, keep eyes on here. That's something I cherish. But it's, somebody's got to do it, and if everybody skedaddles, then you get what you get, so. Yes, Charlie?
I want to make a positive statement about this place.
Yes.
Okay, this place, when you spend a lot of time here, you take for granted how beautiful the grounds really are. We've got the river running by, we've got the pool, you got the tennis court, we have a great location, centrally located. We have security, the gates work most of them. But the place is a gem. It really is, okay? I've been to a lot of places that cost a lot more money, a lot more in monthly fees and such, okay?
Right.
Every place has things that need to be done. But, this current that we have that runs through that, the place is falling apart and it's, everybody's, everybody's
Well,
responsible.
Charlie,
Can I
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Could it be better?
Oh, of course. Everything can be better. Anything can be better. But keep in mind, basically, you got a really good deal.
Absolutely, but we want to maintain its value.
Yes.
It's not being that way.
But we have a really good deal, okay? So don't run down the people who are crazy enough to be on the board, okay? And try to do their best. I have been witness to many of what the board has to deal with, and these are honest, lovely people who are trying their best, okay? So don't attack them.
I'm not attacking.
No, you're not, no, I'm just, that's a general
Just in
use.
general, yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I agree.
But the place, this is a really lovely place. We're seasonal, and every season we come back, I think to myself.
Location, 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 the
Right.
3 rules. are
That's
really
right, that's right.
But
Charlie,
location
can
is
I interrupt for
everything.
a second? I want to show you something. I took this picture from my balcony. This is your building. That's Avon. Look how disgusting that balcony looks. Now, that should be kept up. That should be power washed once in a while. Something should be done. Nothing has been done in years, and it looks like that. You think that looks good?
You got a picture of my deck? Doesn't look like this.
Well, it's right there. It's your building. It's that section.
Uh-huh.
So things are not kept up like you're saying.
But all these are fine.
Thanks for sharing.
You can.
No, there's more than just this.
I know, I grant you that, that's true, that's a
That's
fact.
disgusting.
Should be fixed.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Ray.
Hello, everyone.
Who are you, Ray?
My name is Ray DiTomaso. I'm running for the board at the River Shores. I'm on a time constraint, so I'm going to make it brief. There are things that I would like to see changed, or reworked, so to speak, in my own building. Things can be improved. There are certain things that I don't like. I can't tell somebody how to keep the inside of their property. You should be able to be told how to keep the outside. Your screens, things like that. With that being said, there's a lot of improvements that we can make. I just moved here in October of last year. I've never been in a condo situation before. So I will say, I will say this, and just from my experience, I've owned hair salons collectively for 30 years. So I ran and managed my own business for 30 years, 2 separate ones. One in Jersey and one here in Fort Lauderdale. And I know this from being in business, and I've seen it here. The loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. Just always remember that. So from my experience dealing with Tony, I haven't had any bad experience. He could be this, he could be that. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what he thinks of me. He doesn't care what I think of him. When I need something done, I need it done. I don't care about your personal life. I'm not here to hate you. I don't care about you on that level. Let's work to get it done. So from my experience in the short time living here, there's been a lot of this back and forth and hating, and nothing is getting done because you're too busy hating each other. Put that aside and let's move forward and work together to make it better. Yes, location, location, location. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. I will say I have a friend, she lives over in the Water Garden on Las Olas. She's paying $1,200 a month in an HOA. Same bullshit. Gates don't work, the dumpster's overloaded, they got water problems that they didn't get fixed. It's no matter where you go. So let's not hate on one another. Let's put that aside and let's work for the betterment of all of us, for the community. That's why I want to be on the board, because I want to bring something positive.
Thank you, because I was here and now I will. See, that's the easy thing.
Just before you're also, very quickly, because I have to go to, I'm also running for the River Shores Board. I think it would be a useful thing, because many people do not understand what's Middle River Club and what's other boards. They don't know that, the dock and the swimming pool and the entrance, that has nothing to do with your individual building. It's the Middle River Club and their decision. And I was just speaking to this lovely lady here. She was saying she just doesn't get it. And not if you're new, it's complicated. Right. Even some people who live here, I think, do not really quite understand the division of, what falls under what.
What the heck is going on around here? What did I buy into here?
Right. I mean, it can be complicated. So I just think that's something that we all need to sort of be aware of and try to, realize that there are different divisions of, which board handles what thing.
Thanks,
That's my little comment for today.
Yes, right.
I also wanted to add real quick, because you were talking about, the finances and the treasurer, and Tony's the treasurer, and you're not quite sure of this and you're not quite sure of that. So is that financial information unavailable to you? Is
Correct.
it being hidden from you?
Correct.
Correct. From
It's
us as
being
well
hidden,
too.
it's not public?
Nobody knows.
They already went through a semi-review, so they don't, it's just non-stop what they ask for. So after a while, Ray, it's the same questions, the same comments, the same taking my time.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's all there for him.
But my question is, for all these years, and again, I'm new and I don't know any of this.
I know.
I'm just hearing you and I'm thinking logically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
The
If
last
the
thing-
treasurer is not providing the information, this must have been going on for a long time.
Right. Can I just stop you for a second? Yeah, the last review, or the last peek at the financials was May 22nd, 2023.
And continue. Keep going with, don't stop.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means that there was a folder with information, that's all I've had to go on to kind of get an idea of what bills we have and where the money has gone up till May 22nd, 2023. But I have no information since then.
Mhm.
And there's been decisions and special assessments and all kinds of stuff that's transpired since May 22nd of last year. So when I asked, because someone's no longer going to be doing that job, let me learn how to do the job that you're going to relinquish. And it's been like pulling teeth. But that's okay. I mean, in a way, some things I didn't really want to know, but I mean, I kind of had to know to answer people's questions without looking like an idiot. I'm
But
probably standing up here looking like an
You
idiot.
made mention, I spent an hour and a half with you. What did we talk about? Over an hour and a half.
Yes, he's correct. I mean, actually, I've never had a problem personally.
Then he wanted more of my time, and more of my time, and more of my time to discuss the same thing over and over again. So guess what? You have it all now. Now you could give them all the information this week.
It'll take me a while to sift through it, but and I didn't really expect it today. I figured April 1st.
See?
But is that all there is?
No, you got a flash drive. You got a flash drive.
Okay, fine. The flash drive's in here?
No, it was still downloading. I had to download something for you.
So
So that's coming.
Yeah.
yes, sir. Who are you?
Chris, River Shores,
Okay.
108. I'm just learning all this complex dynamics between all these HOAs. So with someone new coming in, taking over,
Yes.
maybe we should implement some kind of new procedure, policy for transitioning more smoothly for the next time.
Great idea.
Some guidelines.
That's a great idea.
So when it comes 90 days before, we have some groundwork of this is what we need to do to transition, to avoid this drama.
Would you like to be considered to be on the Middle River Club board? Gotcha. No.
As a new owner, this is toxic. And it,
Oh, yes, yes.
combined at this place.
Extremely.
Have you been with Ryan before?
Who did I miss?
That is toxic.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Pete from Rivers.
Ben.
Yeah.
River Bend.
I run for president 10 years. Remember where I am. Why can't we just have, like most organizations have, as you mentioned earlier, a financial report where we've got a treasurer, we've got people that are being paid. It can't be that complicated.
That's my intention. My
Whether
intention
it's
is
quarterly, and then I wouldn't have to go ask Tony about all these things because I could look at a financial
He
statement.
won't be there to ask.
A lot of
me.
organizations do that.
So, yeah, so apparently, see what I got there. and-
I'm talking about you can put it right on the board.
You need a bigger board.
Please and thank you.
I might use
It's on the website. I'm sorry.
Give them a chance because everybody's jumping on.
It's
No, don't put it on.
right.
No, that's
It's about
right.
15 minutes over, but that's
Dump
okay.
on me,
Yes.
it's better.
What else did you
I
want to
could
say?
take, it's
I just
thick.
wanted to say, I noticed, since I've been here 10 years, the light poles, some down near